Let's go ahead and see if we can get this clock set right. So conclusion I've came to here is the clock, if you try to set it with this, it screws that one up. If you set it correctly with that one inside the generator, it seems to be fine, but it doesn't correct it on here. No matter what I do here, it's losing it. It's not keeping it correct. As soon as this loses power, it seems like it loses connection. I'm gonna just tell her it's pretty much about shot. And she needs a new battery. Everything transferred over, voltages and stuff are fine. We're not going deep into it. What I'm gonna recommend is we come back and do the oil change and all that on it and replace the battery at the same time, and then we can get her serviced then. But for right now, it's running, it's starting. The battery's good enough, but not where it should be at. It's kind of like bald tires. They'll get you to the store, but you know, eventually they're gonna blow and you're gonna wreck. It's kind of the same thing here. It may not start and run. All right, so she wanted us to look at the geothermal also. So we're checking the outgoing water temperature, now at 36.1. And our incoming here is only 36.3. Well, it's 36.1 and 36.3. So we have 0 drop across this thing. What you're doing is this is technically your condenser. So it's going to go in, one temperature is going to come out colder because you're extracting the heat out of the water, right? So that's what we've got going on. Well, you fill your liquid line, it's not hot. You fill your suction line, which is your hot gas line, it's not hot. We know that it's had an issue of leaking. You know, it's probably the evaporator up there. This is a geothermal split system, basically a water source heat pump. And they weren't able to find the leak the last time, but this is the end coil. And it is a 16, so I don't know if it's gone to aluminum there or not. But that filter dry right there is really cold. Feels the same on both sides, so I don't think it's restriction on the dryer, it's just it's low on charge. Let's go ahead and grab the gauges and check the pressures real quick, but chances are we're going to need to add some to it and then look for a leak. Good. We're running the same suction pressure as we are discharge pressure. That's very unusual and makes me wonder, do we have a reversing valve issue? So let's jump out R to O and see if this thing will reverse into cooling mode and change its position. So going to R, hopefully not shorting out on something. Uh-oh. That's nice, it's shut down. That's what I love about thermostats. It's not changing on any of the settings there either. It switched over to the gas furnace. I heard a click. It should have changed the reversing valve. Wouldn't surprise me if that's possibly taking a dump. Also wouldn't surprise me if that capacitor's going bad also. That's probably original one. That's a 2012, so, you know, we're 10 years old. Let's see what we can find here. Go back upstairs, put it on heat again. It just kicked on, and this is concerning. Our head pressure and stuff is kind of more normal. It was not running like that earlier. I did not check my terminals, but you would figure it should have been. Yeah, now it's warm. That ain't good. Not good at all. And we're hot enough that I don't want to hold on to that. Did we have a problem with the reversing valve? Who knows? See if we can make this thing switch back and forth. Something's wacko. Let's watch this for a minute, see if the pressures go sky high. Maybe it's overcharged or something. We did check our temperatures. Now, like I said, our incoming is 36, outgoing now, had before. Not too extreme out of the way there. I did just verify we have power on Y1 and Y2, so it is running in second stage. Things are looking pretty normal there. Only a 4-degree drop there, though. It seems like it might be a little bit off. I'd have to look and see if we can find the charts here somewhere. Let's try this again, see if the thermostat kicks it out. I'm not real sure what it's going to do. It might feed it. It might just unhook. Let's do that. That way it doesn't do anything stupid. Let's unhook the O terminal. And that way it doesn't backfeed to the thermostat. So let's unhook that, and we'll hook that then straight to Y. So we got the O terminal hooked there. Let's go to. It's going into cooling mode now. Let's see if by chance it might have been in cooling mode when it was acting stupid. Now it's nice and cold like it was earlier. It should not have been going into any type of defrost. I don't know why they have W hooked up. It's not necessary on a geothermal. So we're going to unhook that. We don't run defrost because there's no defrost. But even so, the pressures are kind of coming close together. So look at your rejection there into the water. So it doesn't seem like it was just running in cooling mode. Let's undo that now. Going back the other direction. And they're starting to build, head back up again. Oh, this is going to be one of those little fluky things. Even if a TXV was acting up, which I've had a lot of TXVs fail, this 2013, 2012 area, I believe that was when we had our little run-in with Copeland compressors having anti-rust property thing added to the refrigerant, which screwed up all the TXVs. And don't know what year that was exactly originally happened, but somewhere in this ballpark. Liquid is warm, hot gas is hotter than I really probably care to leave on there as soon as it runs a little longer. So when in doubt, check your subcooling and superheat. And we are running about 4.9, so we're a little low. Superheat's kind of hanging in there where it should probably be at. So let's zero this out. Let's take it up to maybe about an 8 to 10 degrees subcooling. Don't have the charts in front of me. That's why it's always a bad idea to put charts and books for these things in your little rooms where you don't lose them at, because that's not where the service guy needs them at. So let's go ahead and add a little something to this and see if we can get that a little more in line with what you're used to, which will make a pretty good difference. There's your water out. It's at 29.3-ish. Four ounces. Let's see where that puts us at. Nothing major. It's already making a difference on our heat rejection. It's coming down, which is a good thing. We're not going full bore here, you know, doing the full explanation how these things work. I have other videos that you can check out where I've kind of done that. It's kind of more of just follow along and see what I'm doing for the day. Well, I only had 6 ounces for 10 degrees subcooling, 10 degrees superheat. Pretty much in line. Our heat rejection there, we're at 29 degrees. I think we said we had 30 something coming in. Let's recheck that real quick. So about 36. So we got a 6-degree drop. I think that's right in the chart area. Going out of memory here. See what kind of temperature rise we got across the coil. Got a bypass humidifier here, so let's shut that so we don't get a lot of false readings. Actually, what we'll do, we could actually take a return air reading right in here, which wouldn't hurt nothing. Take a quick reading in here, then we'll take a reading out of the discharge out of the side of the humidifier there. Okay, to see where we're at. Which I did up here, so it's a little more accurate to the air temperature that's coming from up above, which I'm going to say is around 70. Let's see what our discharge here is. So So it's doing fairly decent. It'll probably do about 24 to 26 area. Water temperature coming in at about 30. Just like a regular air-cooled or air source heat pump, where, you know, 30-degree weather, you're doing pretty good usually. So that's about 23, 24 degrees. That's assuming that it's only 70. I'd really like to know what caused the problem that we just had a minute ago. That's kind of concerning. This thermostat's going to be kicking out here for long. After so many minutes, it tends to upstage to the gas furnace. Switching back over to cooling mode to see if the reversing valve's acting up. I thought maybe it was sticking on partial position, which would make sense because the pressures were pretty much equal. We're going to go ahead and check that capacitor too. So it reversed. Pressures are dropping. Let's unreverse. Let's go ahead and put this thing back the way it was so we don't forget. The capacitor was weak, came in at about 37. It's rated for 40, so I've got a new one on there. I'm trying to think of any good reason what would have happened, what would have caused what happened. And I mean, it just seems like the reversing valve was probably in the middle position. I mean, the compressor was what appeared like it was pumping. It seemed like it was pumping. Maybe it wasn't pumping. Maybe that was the problem, but it sounded like it was humming along. I'll play back the video to see, but that don't make no sense. Haven't had to replace any reversing valves on this model yet, which is surprising. But I don't know. I told the lady she needs to just keep an eye on it. If she starts getting a lot of cold air, then something's going on. We're gonna have to come back, and hopefully it'll malfunction to the point where we can catch it doing whatever it's doing.